Welcome to Marketing in Your Car, the podcast for funnel hackers everywhere. You are now part of a small group of underground entrepreneurs who are trying to change the world through the products and the services that we believe in. But because we don't rely on venture capitalists, we don't have financial safety nets. So we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We do that through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. Now, this podcast will give you a glimpse at the daily life of a funnel hacker. So let's get started. What's up, everybody? This is Russell. I'm out just taking the garbage out on Sunday night, and it's a beautiful night. A little chilly, but looking out, there's this really cool ski hill called Bogus Basin here in Idaho. And where my house is at, when I'm taking the garbage out, I can go out and I can see the mountain, and the mountain's all dark, but then like where the ski hill is, it's all lit up and looks insanely cool. So it's kind of fun right now. But had a quick message for you guys because I just want to make sure everyone's paying attention because I feel like sometimes you can like show people gold, like hey, here's gold. Do you want some? And like the smart people see that and they're like, oh, sweet. And they take it. And there's other people look at it and say, that's not real gold. Dude, I didn't want gold. I wanted platinum. Or like, I came for diamonds. Why are you trying to give me gold? I'm like, dude, there's gold. Like, you can sell it and then buy platinum or diamonds. Like, anyway. So, let me explain this metaphor. So, Funnel Hacking Live last week. Insane, right? For those of you there, you know, you experienced it. It was just amazing. And we're starting planning next year's. And I think I finally figured out a way. It took me like 3 days. But I think I figured out a way to make it even better than last time, which I'm not sure yet. But I'm excited to try. So, that's going to be the time. I got a year to plan it, so that's going to be sweet. But it was an awesome event. And of the 3 days, day one was probably my favorite day because of, I think, what I got to share got me most excited. Like, I shared the first section of the book, which is like how to build a mass movement. Went into all the strategy and then the tactics behind how to do that. And I wanted to break those out because there's two different things, strategy and tactics. Then I had a chance to go into story. We talked about Epiphany Bridge stories. I showed the strategy and then the tactics behind that. And then Brandon and Kaylin spoke first day. Jim Edwards spoke the first day. Like, just, it was awesome. All days were good, but first day was like, I was most excited about what I taught this first day, right? So, anyway, so that was good, I thought. For those of you there, like, it was good, right? Pretty amazing. And it's basically like a year, more than a year, but like a deep year of my thought, like what I've been trying to really show and teach and coach everybody through, and what the new book's gonna be really going deep into. So it was also a big preface for the Expert Secrets book, which is coming out April 18th. So anyway, yeah, so most people were there and they got that and they went and ran away with it. But then one of my buddies, so one of my friends showed me the other day some posts that one of the guys was at the event posted in his private members area. Now I know who this guy is. I've been watching him for a while and he's doing some cool things. But his business isn't that big yet. He's just kind of, anyway, I won't make fun of him publicly. I might later, but we'll stop for now. So, anyway, so in his members group, he went and posted. He said, "Day one of Funnel Hacking Live was stupid. It was not a single tactic was taught. Blah blah blah." Like, dropped like 5 or 6 F-bombs in this thing, and I was just like, and so like, I'm glad I didn't see the event because I would have like called the dude out on stage and embarrassed him in front of everybody, which would have been amazing. I kind of wish I had that now, but instead I saw it like 2 days ago. So, and I was like, "What?" Like, day one? And the funny thing is, day two, he came up to me afterwards and was like, "I'm joining your inner circle, man. This changed my life." And did the whole thing. So like by the afternoon, day two, he had a change of heart. But after day one, he was frustrated apparently because I didn't teach enough tactics. And I was like, so a couple of things. First off, what you must understand is that tactics are good. Tactics are like the tricks you use to do things. But tactics in and of themselves are not that powerful. In fact, I think, and funny, when I first met like Jay Abraham and Rich Sheffrin and the guys like this, they used to talk about this and talk about how strategy is more important than tactics. And I used to think that they were not smart because I'm like, no, like these tactics, these tricks, these tools, like these things are the secret, right? And as I've gotten older in my old age, and I've shifted from being stuck at, $2 or $3 million a year to, shifting to $30 million a year and beyond. And hopefully this year will hit, 80, 90 million and like mass growth, bigger than anyone that I know of in our industry. the big differentiation, is that the right word, that took me from $2 or $3 million a year to 10 times that. It wasn't like the next tactic. It was the strategies, understanding the strategy behind it. And so as I'm on stage teaching how to build a mass movement, like I'm talking about this strategy of like, this is how you build a mass movement. This is how you get people to follow you. This is how I went from $3 million to 2 years later, $30 million in a year. Like, the difference was not a magic tactic. And I showed tactics, I showed the different tactics, but it was the core strategy. Like, when you understand the strategy, there's a lot of tactics you use inside of it, but understanding the strategy is the key. And so we're showing the strategy to everybody. And I'm just hoping that you guys weren't like this dude and you weren't looking at that gold and be like, yeah, but I came here for diamonds. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, take the gold that I gave you and go sell it and buy some diamonds if that's what you really want, right? Don't miss out on the lesson because you came thinking you were looking for something else. Like, if there's someone showing you something, don't be like, because I was the same way. So I'm throwing myself in as being guilty with this too. Like, when I first talked to Shefford and Abraham and those guys who were way ahead of me strategically thinking. I used to make fun of them thinking they were dumb and like, just like this guy was doing for me. And it's like, no, like when I understood it and I respected and understood, like, I got to figure out this strategy. The tactics are always there. The tactics will fit inside of any strategy, but like the strategy is the key. That's what expands your growth. And then come on now, Epiphany Bridge Stories, Heroes 2 Journey, it's all tactical. Come on now. Anyway, so I'll leave that there. But what I wanted to talk about is, as I was kind of thinking through this, is I want to kind of tie in the tactic and the strategy and all this kind of stuff, right? Like when I got started, whenever it was 12, 14, probably 14 years ago, whenever my first mentor was Mark Joyner, he always told me like, hey, you got to build a list, which is a strategy, right? And I'm like, okay. And at the time, there were a whole bunch of different strategies people were chasing. There was AdSense stuff. There was Google AdWords. There was arbitrage. There were all these different ways to make money. And Mark was my first mentor. And luckily, I listened to him despite the shiny objects flying around me like crazy. And so I stuck to building a list, like he told me to. So, and I did that. And it was funny, a couple years later, Mike Filson came out with a stat. He kind of coined this originally, and I've heard a lot of people say it since, but the first time I heard it was from Mike. He said that you should average $1 per month per name on your email list. And I was like, okay, like, that's kind of a cool metric. And I started looking back at what I was doing, and it was interesting how close my business at that point had followed that. Like, I had 1,000 people on my list, I was making about $1,000 a month. When I had 10,000 on my list, I was making 10 grand a month. When I had 100,000 on my list, I was making 100 grand a month. And it was kind of eerie, is that a word? Eerie, how close that number stayed. And so for me, I started focusing, okay, the strategy is building a list. Like, what are the tactics to build a list? And I kept focusing on tactic to build a list. And my list kept growing, and my income would grow with it. But I didn't have like the huge shifts, right? And when we started shifting, I was telling this, I was at last week, I can't remember if I told you this or not. Dean Graciosi did his big book launch, and he invited the top 10 or 15 affiliates to his office. So I flew down there on Thursday and hung out with like some of the. It was amazing. It was an amazing group, and like, anyway, I could go on for days about all the different people and what I learned. I got some just amazing stuff that I will show you guys in the next few months. If you watch them, you'll see some of the stuff I learned from that group. But what was interesting is when I got there to talk, they wanted me to talk for like 30 minutes on whatever I thought was the biggest, most impactful thing in the business over the last 12 months. And what did I share with them? I shared building a culture. And I talked about the three things. The thing I talked about first session of our group, I talked about charismatic leader, future-based cause, and then new opportunity, which is the key. Like, that's the core strategy. And what's interesting is I wasn't planning on talking this, but when I got up on stage, I don't know if you've done this, when you get on stage, just things pop in your head sometimes. So I got in front of this group, and like first thing popped in my head was this send out cards event I went to, like, I don't know, 7 or 8, 9 years ago. And I remember going to this event, all excited to learn network marketing and like see how these guys do everything. And I was confused when I got there, to be honest. Like, nobody taught anything. I remember like the first day they gave awards to like almost everyone in the group, and then they had people won cars, and they had recognition, and they told stories, and like people crying about sending cars to change their lives, and like it was so confusing to me. I remember afterwards sitting there talking to David Fry. He probably doesn't remember this, but it was a huge impact on me. I was like, dude, like nobody taught anything. And he said, He's like, you know the craziest thing is, Russell? I'm like, what? He's like, they're a software company. Like, that's it. They're a software company, but what have they done different? Like, what was the strategy? Okay, there's the tactics, how to build a software company. What was the strategy? He didn't say that, but I was kind of like, thinking, what's the strategy, right? And we started talking. He said, like, this is like, they're a software company, but look what they've built around it. It's a movement. There's people. This is like a way of life for people now. And if you think about, like, sending out cards, like, I love the guys that own that. Like, it's a cool company, but like, their software's not that good. There are thousands of better card editors out there, but they built a movement of people, and that's why that company did so well, right? And so I was launching ClickFunnels, like, that kept ringing through my head from David Fry, like, they're just a software company. I'm like, I'm building a software company. So I could have gone like, what's the tactics to build a software company? It's like, no, step back. What's the strategy? Like, how did these guys do it? They didn't say, let's build a software company. How do we, like, that wasn't what they were doing. They were looking at the strategy of it. And so as we launched ClickFunnels, like, I knew, like, we're going to compete against Infusionsoft and Lead Pages and all these crappy software products. I'm like, I don't want this to become a battle of who's got what feature. Like, I want to build a movement. Like, I want people, I want to build the best software in the world. And luckily I've got the partners that are able to do that, which is insanely cool. But I was like, even if our software sucked, like, I still got to outmarket everybody else, because I want them to follow us because we're a movement, not because we're a software company. And if you were at Funnel Hacking Live, you remember Ryan Montgomery, our CTO, he got there, he said, hey guys, we're not a technology company, we're a marketing company. And we're building technology, the technology behind it to make us be able to market, which then gives you guys the ability to market. Like, and that's the big differentiator. That's why, we're chasing these SaaS companies who are fighting us on features, and we're thrashing them because we're building a movement. And that's the strategy. And so I started looking at that, and I've looked at our numbers over the last 2 years. And it's funny is, for 8 years of my business, our metrics were $1 per name $1 per name per month on our list. And I look at our numbers now, and I gotta do the math real quick in my head. But we are closer to, probably 14 or 15. Yeah, probably $14 to $15 per name per month on our email list. So we 15x'd it. Same people, same list building tactics to get people in, but the strategy shifted. What happened was shifted the strategy, 15x. Instead of $1 per name per month on our email list, we make $15 per name per month on our email address by shifting the strategy, which the strategy was, how do we build a movement? We're not a software company. We're building a movement, right? I wanted people coming to ClickFunnels like they came to send out cards on stage, crying because they sent a card and it changed someone's life. I didn't want them coming talking about how much money they made, right? Like, that's the difference. And so, anyway, I just want to share it because I know sometimes we get caught up in, like, what's the new tactic? Some of my close friends are running an event this weekend coming up, and the difference, like, you go to that event and what do? There's all these people on stage sharing little tactics, and some people love that, but that's not what wins wars. Tactics are the gun and the shotgun and the rifle that you go when you're out there. But if you got a bad strategy, you're going to lose. And so take a step back, look at the strategy and understand that. Hopefully this helps you guys understand the difference between tactics and strategies, and how the strategies or the tactics are good, but you switch to strategy and get that correct. It's 15x growth, going from 3 million to 30 million in 24 months. Like, what's the difference? It's not changing my tactics. The tactics were all the same. It was a strategy behind it. And I hope that you guys get that. So with that said, my fingers are freezing. I should have worn gloves out here. I'm going back inside. Appreciate you all. Tomorrow I'm going to go finish. Friday I spent the whole day recording the audiobook version of the Expert Secrets book. And tomorrow I'm going to finish the last third. So my drive out there, I've got a message I want to share with you guys, but I'll say that for tomorrow. Thanks everybody. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at our funnel hacking projects. You can also watch the Funnel Hacker online reality show and watch us build and launch funnels live at www.funnelhacker.tv. If you'd like to come hang out with your fellow funnel hackers, come join our Facebook group at www.projectclickfunnels.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget, you can get a free MP3 player with the first 257 episodes preloaded at marketinginyourcar.com. Join us next time, and remember, you're just one funnel away from your dreams.